know your attention span is low, so I'm going to make this as quick as possible. You have to listen to me. I'm going to be arguing today that the foundation of physics, the theory of relativity, the general theory of relativity, gravity, the speed of light, it's all wrong, and it actually all needs to be rewritten. And this is actually proven every single day. First, a little history, though. We've been ignoring this for since 1915, dude. Ever since the special theory of relativity was postulated, we've been just ignoring all of these observations that the speed of light is invariant and has a preferred direction. Can you believe that? Dayton Miller, Albert Einstein. Huge beef. Now, if Dr. Miller conclusively proves the presence of the drift, it will be sure to prove a sad blow to Dr. Einstein, for it will mean that he will have to discard his old theory and start all over again. Believe it or not, Einstein said it himself. I believe that I have really found the relationship between gravitation and electricity, assuming that the Miller experiments are based on a fundamental error. Wow, just assume Dayton Miller's observations and experiments in 30 years of work is wrong. Otherwise, the whole relativity theory collapses like a house of cards. Oh, interesting. Dayton Miller. The effect of the ether drift has persisted throughout. After considering all the sources of error, there always remained a positive effect. Just so you know, if the speed of light is invariant like I'm going to show today, gravitational waves are assumed to travel at the speed of light, which would necessitate that gravitational waves would need to be replaced. The whole theory of, like I was saying, the whole theory of relativity would need to be replaced. Also, your LIGO evidence would be thrown right out the window. They say that there's a laser miles long that has the 1,000th width of a proton movement after galaxies collide and stuff, and they say that's evidence of gravitational waves. It's gravitational waves, which are fake anyway. If they don't move at the speed of light is not c, then guess what? All wrong, like we've been saying for years. Guess what? Gravitational lensing, too. Gone. Out the window. It's wrong if the speed of light is invariant, because also, if we can prove an ether, the ether could be causing this type of thing. The ether, in some way, could be causing this motion. You can't just attribute this fake space-time and this fake math if the math is wrong with, observational data. What kind of observational data is this guy talking about? Well, maybe the detection of the ether using the GPS system. Yeah, this was uploaded by the Canadian Centre of Science and Education. You can see it's kind of cut off right there at the top. Let me move myself over. If future experiments were to reveal a non-zero ether drift, then Einstein's relativity would crumble. That wasn't necessary. They didn't need to throw that right at the top of the paper. The east-west light speed difference enables the unambiguous detection of the ether drift and the direct confirmation of the existence of a preferred frame? Oh, it gets way worse, though. This Earth local or earthbound ether is today referred to as the ECI frame, Earth-centered inertial frame. It is a frame that moves with the Earth but does not share its rotation, just as Michelson theorized. Before we read the bottom paragraph, which is a good one, anytime these people talk about the motion of the Earth, you can simply attribute that to the motion of the ether. It's very simple. The motion of the ether conducts the light, electromagnetic phenomena. So if the ether is moving in one direction, it's going to be transmitting that light in a faster direction, like we're going to go over in this next paragraph. The spinning of the Earth is all just assumed. There's unfortunately no evidence for it. Therefore, instead of using interferometry in a second-order experiment and a first-order experiment are just an explanation of how sensitive the devices or the apparatus is. So a first-order experiment is much more sensitive. Second-order experiment to indirectly deduce time differences in light travel arising from ether drift. Such time differences can now be directly measured using synchronized clocks of the GPS. So, I've been asking everybody for a one-way transmission of the speed of light, and we actually have it. The reason nobody told me that we have it is because it debunks relativity. We'll keep going. Using data from the GPS observed that the light takes longer traveling eastward from San Francisco to New York as compared with the signal traveling westward from New York to San Francisco. Kelly also noted that the measurements using the GPS revealed that light signal takes some 414 nanoseconds longer to circumnavigate the Earth eastward at the equator than a light signal traveling westward around the same path. I'm going to leave you with this. I'm going to just debunk the last thing with gravity for you. Before we head off for the day, gravimetry, however you want to say this garbage. Gravimeters. This is a gravimeter that supposedly measures fluctuations in the gravitational constant that's supposed to be constant around the Earth. Apparently it's not constant, admittedly, anymore. Found this weird website, though, and they compare the gravitational anomalies of maps with earthquakes. And, yeah, something is correlating here. For some reason, these weirdos doing science and stuff, they compared the gravitational anomalies to volcanoes, too. Look at that. Wow. It's like, And they also compared them to a map of the plate boundaries and the earthquake zones. And again, maybe we're not measuring gravity with gravimeters. Maybe we're measuring just motion in the earth. I don't know, though. And if you watch any of my videos, you already understand my theory for gravity. Buoyancy, relative density, and electrostatics gives us the directional bias. Now, if that electrostatic potential was a little bit higher, we might get a difference in the rate change. I found 4 papers here talking about gravimetric observational changes during thunderstorms and lightning storms and things like that. So I think we need to rewrite the foundation of physics, guys. What do you say?